Hello everyone from Aspen Gymnastics. Hopefully you guys are all staying safe and sane out there. This is the first video installment for the level 1 boys class, the higher level 1 class that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays normally. The goal is for them to stay occupied and productive, but also to start catching up to when they are finally back in the gym and they haven't forgotten everything. Today's skills are going to be tripods, headstands, and handstands. Now these three skills, these are all things that the boys have definitely done before in the gym. So hopefully this is just a nudge for them to remember how to do them. And the goal is for them to just practice a lot and have something to do. So let's start with tripods and headstands. Okay, so for the tripod, this is where they're standing on their head essentially. And basically when they do this, it'd be good to do it on a soft surface like a carpet or, yoga mat, whatever. The first step we make them do is they sit on their knees and then they put their hands down on the ground a little wider than their shoulders, and then their head needs to go out in front of their hands. That's why it's called a tripod. If their head is in between their hands, they're going to fall over every single time real fast. So here's how we're going to do this. So my hands are down. My head is down, I stand up, I walk my feet in, and I put one knee on each elbow, right? Nice and easy, no big jump to get there, just stepping right up onto my elbows like that. And then I'm just holding here for a little while, maybe about 10 seconds before my head starts hurting, and just showing control is kind of the goal there. If they can do this pretty well and they can stay still and they're not falling all over the place, the next step would be for them to keep their feet together and slowly straighten their legs so that their legs are all the way up in the air and they're still supporting, right? And the two safe ways to come out of this are back down onto your feet or a roll forward. And headstands are important because they are the prelude to a handstand, which is the next skill. Okay, so for a handstand, if they're a little nervous or forgetful about how to really start one, the first way to start it is by squatting down. They put their hands on the ground with their knees on the inside of their arms in a squat. And then they just jump up like this. And they just practice having straight arms that stay strong and don't collapse. And just seeing if they can stay up there for a little while, right? So that's goal one with the handstand. That's the most important part, is that their arms stay straight and they don't collapse onto their head. So as long as that's happening, then they can move on to the next step. The next step for them, and this is the proper way to enter a handstand, is to start in a lunge, we call this, right? So kind of lunge position legs, front leg is bent, back leg should be straight, arms are up and ready for what they're about to do, right? So make sure nothing's behind me so I don't kick anything or any people. And I put my hands down, kick up, and our big thing we talk about is making our feet touch each other up in the air at the top, even if it's just for a moment, right? So once again, from a lunge, lean down, kick, touch my feet, step back down into that lunge. Nice and smooth and quiet is what this should be like. Freestanding handstands in the middle of the floor like that are very important. It helps their balance, obviously, and that's going to be what a real handstand feels like. But if they're having problems balancing or they're a little nervous, a really helpful drill for this trick is to do it up against a wall, or even like the back of the couch or the side of the bed, but a wall is the best. And we have two types of handstands against a wall before I really drive in that freestanding handstand. The first one, the easier one and the safer, better one, it's called a wall walk, and that's a word these guys have heard before, but they might not remember. So this is what a wall walk is. So I have my wall right here. I don't have a big open wall. I'm choosing this little skinny strip here, but that's okay. So I have my wall here, I face away from it, I squat down on the ground, my hands go down flat, right? And what I want these guys to do is they put one foot up and then the other foot up, and they walk their legs up, and then they walk their hands in closer to the wall at the same time. So by the end, their face should be almost touching the wall, their hands should be a little bit away from the wall, a few inches, and legs together, balancing against the wall on their stomach like this. Now the best way to come out of this is to roll. And this is how we practice handstand forward roll out. So ideally, they tuck their chin and they lower themselves down and roll up like that. The other handstand we do against a wall is called a kick handstand. They can either start from that squat that I showed you earlier, or they can do it from a lunge, and the lunge is preferable, especially for the boys that have been in that class for a long time. The lunge is the proper way of doing it, right? So we try and push that when we can. This is what this one looks like. So I make that lunge facing the wall, right? And then the hands are going to go down on the ground. That back leg kicks up at the same time. And then I'm doing my handstand against the wall. This time my back is against the wall, right? Their fingertips should be pointing towards the wall, and their hand should only be a couple inches away from it. And then the way to come out of this one, hopefully they do this, is one leg at a time, stepping back into that lunge. Again, if they need to, if they're a little scared or that lunge feels weird for them, they can start in that squat that I showed you earlier against the wall, and just jump up and practice balancing against the wall. Maybe they get it and they can do their straight legs. All right, so that concludes our first video installment for the Level 1 boys class for Tuesday, Thursday classes. And hopefully they do it every day, just somewhere around the house or outside. We'll see you guys for next week's video.